Okay, the van build is over. I have left. I am at my friend's house here in the Phoenix area and just gotta get away and relax. This video is going to be about the van build, you might say, by the numbers. This year I worked in the administration tent, mainly because last year when the van build was over, there wasn't a decent count of the number of jobs done, and I was sort of upset about that. I guess because I used to write database programs and track information, and I think it's good publicity that we get the numbers out there so Jamie knows how many people he actually helped. So I pulled out my computer and laptop and wrote a database program to track all the work orders, the jobs, the registrations, and everything. A lot of interesting things happened. We had 189 people that signed up to have work done. They pre-registered. And then we had 91 people that paid, that said they didn't want to have work done. They were just coming to have fun. So that adds up to 280 people. And then, lo and behold, 48 of them never came. So that left us with 232 people that came to the van build. I got to tell you, there was more people than that there. Just as an example, we had 622 jobs that people came and wanted to have done. That was the total number of work orders recorded, was 622. What was amazing that really shocked Liz and I, Liz is the main administration tent lady. She did a heck of a job. She put together all the wristbands that got stickers and organized everything. She's the one who wrote the website for Jamie to pre-register and everything on there. And then she did all the spreadsheet work and got that into me so that I could put it into my database program. But so you know what those numbers were, that people were coming that had pre-registered. Supposedly 232 showed up that were, pre-registered. And then you see that the work orders jumped up to 622. We were just amazed. We spent a day and a half after the initial Friday where people were pre-registered typing in pieces of paper into the system to get work orders done. Liz did a lot of the typing, I did some, and then we had some other girls that helped out, and also a gentleman named Manny. So Manny, Jennifer, and Jacqueline were the other workers in the tent. They were a big help. They answered a lot of questions, and they actually fielded a lot of people that first 2 days that we were typing in data entry so that we could get the typing done and get it all recorded. So that they were a big help, and I thank Manny, Jennifer, and Jacqueline for their assistance. It was great and wonderful having them in the tent. And then Liz also had some shirts, such as this one, and many others. She had t-shirts, she had sweatshirts, she had jackets, and so they were able to take some of the questions about the merchandise off of us, and I didn't want to handle the merchandise at all. Okay, back to the numbers here. It started November 8th, which is a Friday. We registered a bunch of people. Like I say, we got up to 622 work orders. And then Tuesday afternoon, which is I think November 12th, I decided to drive from one end to the other, not over the section of property that we had permission to set up, but from where the vans and vehicles and rigs got thick all the way to the other end to where they thinned out. And that was a 3.2 mile drive, believe it or not. Now, I can't say that all those people were there for the van build, but those vans also went back deep off the road. And so just by driving that, I think I drove it twice, just by doing a rough count, estimation, and guesstimation, there were 680 rigs, roughly. Okay, so 622 jobs. We had a database. Every team that we had 7 solar teams. We had 1 carpentry team, 1 welding team, a sewing team, a composting toilet team, a fan installation team. So that's how big and spread out we were with doing work orders. 622 work orders, and roughly 411 of them got done. Plus we sort of had another category that wasn't on the books called handyman jobs, and there were 56 of those, so that's 467. So how did those 411 or 467 jobs break down? Well, let me tell you. Now the other thing I want to mention is we had work orders, and the team leaders weren't supposed to do a job unless they had a work order from the person there so that we could track it. And that was the whole idea. Most of the teams were very good in giving me work orders, and so I have a lot of accurate information that I'm going to go over first. So fans, they did 49 vans or rigs, and then 5 of those rigs had 2 fans put in. So you had 49 and 5, and you get 54. So you could say that we did 54 fan installations, or we did 49 rigs with fan installations. Sewing was very accurate in reporting. They did 78 sewing jobs. Welding was very accurate. They did 52 involved welding jobs, and then they did 12 jobs where they just did some tack welding, spot welding. So if you add the 52 and 12, you get the 64. Carpentry, they tried to be very accurate, and the number that they reported me was 47, and so that's the absolute minimum. So I know they had to do more than that, and I know CC's rig wasn't included in that count either. So I would guesstimate the carpentry probably did close to 60 jobs, maybe even more. Solar was the other one that wasn't maybe the accurate, but I did get 179 jobs reported, so that's the minimum. So, and I know that they were working on 3 more jobs when I left, so that puts them up to 882. And they also were going to do CC's rig somewhere else at another place. It may already be done right now, so you could add that one. So you're looking at 183 solar jobs. A lot of good was done. And then we have another category that Randy the Mobile Traveler sort of did. We called them handyman jobs. I sent a few down to him, and he was looking around and he was helping other people. A lot of things were done, like somebody needed a couple screws put in somewhere on a wall. One lady, he helped with some of his friends, and they built a door for a lady's rig. The door was rotted out and wasn't fitting right. People needed things. One gentleman had just bought a rig, and he didn't know how to work the panels that tell you what your tank levels are at, what the lights were, so Randy helped him with that. Just all sorts of little jobs like that. We just called them handyman jobs. And Randy and his team, they did 56 handyman jobs that he knows of. They might have done more. So these are the minimum numbers, but that's how successful this van build was. And we did a lot of good. We helped a lot of people, and it's a wonderful event. I highly recommend that if you haven't been to one, you ought to attend it to see what it's like, see how much good is being done, how this community sticks together, and the love and the fun that is there to be experienced. It's just a wonderful thing to experience. I had a great time. I loved it. I had a lot of fun. And with that, hey everyone, hope you're having fun. I am, and you should be too.